Okay, we're doing this. Are we doing this? We're definitely doing this. Hey guys, it is a Tuesday, Tech Talk Tuesday on February the 4th. Can you believe it? And I am really happy to have a special co-host here. For those of you who come regularly to Tech Talk Tuesdays who are in Web3 or spatial, you know and have grown to love him and appreciate him. His name is Meta Mike, and he is here right now. And we are going to have a special Ask Him Anything. Ask him and aha! Instead of isn't that funny? Instead of AMA, ask me anything, it's AHA, ask him anything. Man, I hope I used his right pronouns. Whatever. Anyway, so MetaMike, he is the creator and founder of the what is it? The AI agents. Oh my God, build AI agents, building AI agents. And all this takes place in spatial. So he has developed a 3D online course where you can come in, anyone can come in and join and really learn how to build your own AI agent from the ground up. Now, this is really super important because 2025 is definitely going to be the year when a lot of people are going to have their own AI agents, if not one or a swarm of. So before we get started, just wanted to remind everybody we're also broadcasting live on Metaverse Radio. So shout out to Fred and the team at Chi-Town. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to share technology and with the world and all the platforms that you're broadcasting from. And then we're also multi-streaming. Now, where is that disclaimer? Yes, so you must remember that this program's content does not necessarily represent the views of Metaverse Radio and is for entertainment only. It is not legal, medical, financial, or investment advice. The hosts, guest speakers, artists, and other collaborators may have personal or financial interest in the subjects they discuss. So please critically assess the information presented. Not all content is appropriate for all ages. Listener discretion is advised. You'd think I would have memorized this by now, but oh well, never mind. Anyway, for those of you on the X space, if you don't mind, maybe you have already, please go ahead and share out the space. DM, hit those people in the DMs that you think would really benefit from this little session with MetaMike and his learning about AI agents. All right, MetaMike, how are you? Um, adjust your mic, MetaMike. I'm not getting audio from you currently. Okay, there. He's gonna fix it. It's probably using some Bluetooth thing. It's always about the Bluetooth. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Let's see. If anyone can hear MetaMike, give me a heart. It could just be on my end. Okay, so we're bringing him up again. Let's bring him up. Let's bring him up. Oh, this is perfect. So he dropped down and he's doing the rounds. You know what I mean? At any time when you are on X Spaces, for those of you who don't know, if you're having any kind of technical issues, especially with audio, all you have to do is drop down, or meaning leave the space and then come back up, and that'll usually reset something. And hopefully that'll work. But I'm really excited. So I want to keep talking about the AI agent workshop, but I don't want to because I really want MetaMike to give us the whole deets. I know that there are some people in the X Spaces that have attended the first workshop session, and that was last week. So just getting ahead of myself, these AI workshop sessions are on Spatial. All you need to do is go to spatial.io on your desktop or iPad and just join. You can just join anonymously or create an avatar through Spatial, and really you don't even it's super easy. It's every Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And now we have him. So let me bring him up. Let me just give him this. I threw him the mic. I threw Mike the mic. I know, I'm so lame. It's a lame Tech Talk Tuesday. What can I say? And let's see if he gets it. It takes a while for the connections of the internet to show up. And I just threw him the mic and let us see if he can get it. In the meantime, I would love to welcome Cheris the AI or Karis the AI. Thank you so much. I met her. Well, I didn't meet her. I came across her account yesterday. She's an AI artist, and I'm really glad she's here joining us. I do want to also say hi to Kbot, Altered Alley, Rallo, Vanessa, Josh, Hexadize, Kush, Tech Mental, Yolantis, Joe, Ryan, and Ocean. Thank you so much. And oh my God, we have Mike here. Let's go. Let's try this again.
Is it working now or what?
Yes, it's working. It's so good to hear your voice.
Well, good morning, everybody.
Good morning. And what are you doing? Why do I hear like ambient sounds behind you?
I don't know. Maybe that's the heater. I'm sitting in my car right now because my car is like my quiet office.
Oh, I get
Where
it.
nobody's around. So yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's
We
so.
spend our mornings just in the carpet.
I love it. The carpus. How cold is it yonder where you are?
Too cold. Too cold for me. I don't like it.
You don't like
I'm
it.
not a winter fan.
No,
I
same
like to
here.
hibernate during the winter.
We need to move all the way down to Miami. Okay, so listen, I want you to first of all, can you give us a back? I mean, a lot of us don't really know you. We just know you as Metamike, the OG guy on Spatial who loves to help people. But can you give us a little bit of a background about yourself? How you came into technology, how you came into Spatial and all that stuff. And you don't have to like, divulge any information you don't want to. And you're on mute. You're muted just in case you started talking.
Okay. Do you hear me okay? Because
Um, I heard you say, "Can you hear me? Okay, you can hear me? Okay." I feel like you're always muting. Like, is there a way to just not mute at all?
yeah, sometimes sometimes I have a bad connection here. That's why. But yeah, before Spatial, I pretty much didn't exist. Before Spatial, I was Spray Foam Mike and not Meta Mike. That's where the name came from, kind of. Is I used to do spray foam stuff, and then I ended up finding. I was looking to print cards of all the people in our community, like baseball cards and stuff for fun. And then I saw I was like thinking maybe I could like make it into a game or something. And then I found NFTs, and then I found Spatial, and then I never left. And I never went back to the spray foam thing either. So I've just been playing in Spatial ever since. I think that was like probably like maybe 4 years now or 3 years ago. But it was January 1st, I remember, because it was New Year's Day when I found Spatial. And that day I went out and got a headset, and then I put it on that night and went back into Spatial and haven't left ever since. So yeah, it's been a long, fun ride of just trying to learn about Spatial 3D, like metaverse, all this crypto stuff and everything. But that's kind of also the part of the workshop is like, I'm not a game developer. I haven't been developing games my whole life. I haven't been in computers my whole life. Actually, I've been out of computers my whole life because I've been a contractor doing insulation. And I was only into computers when I was a kid. So now, like, as an adult, I think, like, 40, I got back into computers again, you know? And I used to use them when I was, like, 16. So I started off when it was MS-DOS, and then I missed the whole computer era, and now I'm back, and we're doing stuff back in prompts again with coding, so it's pretty fun. So yeah, that's kind of like the backstory, I guess.
Well,
Right.
a lot of us are happy that you came back into computers. Because I wouldn't know if I had just met you, which I did recently, like within the past year or so, I would think you are like this total tech guy. That you are familiar with game dev and stuff like that. But to hear your backstory, like that's fantastic. Have you always been like, I don't know, like obviously you're a curious cat. You're a curious guy because you found spatial and then you went behind the back end learning how to build with their creator studio and all that stuff. So I think that's fantastic. Uh all right. So w- I'm gonna ask you this obvious question, which is like kind of, but I just need to hear your story. Why what was it that how did you come about wanting to provide this workshop for people?
Really, it was like originally when Spatial released the web requests kind of feature, they did it like with a few people in the background and with some of the Spatial guides, and I had access to be able to play around with that feature before they like released it. And they were like, "Yeah, build some cool stuff." So I just kind of picked the easiest thing, which was AI to integrate, and just started playing with connecting the different LLMs with Spatial and trying to get them to work. So most of the stuff that's in the AI workshop, like I did at the beginning of this year, I think it was in like February or March or something, and then it just hasn't been too popular, I guess, until recently, where now everybody's talking about AI and everybody's interested in it. So it kind of feels like a better time to move forward with it. So it's kind of like the point of the workshop is for us all to kind of like learn together. I'm not doing the workshop because I'm the master and I know everything and I'm going to tell you that you're going to want to go and do this and you're going to want to go and do that. It's not that kind of workshop, It's just like a hangout with Mike workshop where you can get help and assistance, and then together as a group, we're gonna like move forward and ideally build stuff. Right? We've got some real powerhouses in our group, like Josh Garrett, who really is a game dev, not just a pretend one like me. But that's the point. That's really the point of the whole workshop is that everybody can be a dev, everybody can make code, everybody can make apps and websites and all these things that have been out of reach for so many people, and out of reach for so many people because I don't know that stuff, so you don't even try. Like you said that, all the stuff that I've learned with 3D and Blender and Spatial and Unity and all this stuff. The only reason why I learned it is because when I had the feeling of like, oh, I don't know any of that stuff, I just said like, who cares? Like, do it. Do something. If you don't know all that stuff, don't do all that stuff. Do the thing that's simple, that's easy. You don't know anything about 3D? Cool. Go in there. As soon as you open it, there's a cube. Download the cube. Upload it to Spatial. You just did 3D stuff. Like super simple, but it's the first step. And like you just keep going from there. Like, and try not to start with, oh, I'm gonna build a crazy GTA style game with all this crazy stuff, and like, no, just make like something simple. I'm gonna make a room. I'm gonna make a living room, and I'm gonna put a couch in it, and I'm gonna put a plant in it and a TV. You know what I mean? And like that's it. And like some of these things I made and some of these things I maybe downloaded from Sketchfab. That was like a big part of me learning as well, is just downloading stuff from Sketchfab, opening it up in Blender and saying like, okay, like how do I open this door that's closed? How do I change the texture on the wall that's not what I want? I want it to be this one. And start making small changes to Sketchfab models until you get more and more comfortable, and just grow from there. So the AI workshop is similar, where we're just starting with something simple, an AI agent that's connected to your OpenAI Assistance API and talks directly. So we're milking the cow here. We're not going to the ChatGPT store to get the milk, right? So the milk is a lot cheaper when you get it straight from the tip of the cow. It's not $20 a month. It's 0.2 cents per like sentence or something, right? So every time you talk to your assistant when it's through the API, it's going to cost like a penny or a fraction of a penny, right? So your whole conversation or your entire day of conversations is going to cost you maybe 2 cents or maybe 3 if you did a lot of talking, right? So that's kind of where we're getting at, where I'm not saying like screw ChatGPT, but it's kind of like realize that you have almost the same power yourself directly. The only difference is that, yeah, when you talk to your agent, it can't go search the web for you, and it can't do a deep think or whatever new features they have on there. It's just but it's the same AI, the same brain, the same base, the same knowledge as ChatGPT, except for it's your own.
You know, I love this. I'm so glad you said the things you did and it's recorded, because a lot of people need to hear this. I know I'm one. Often when I'll talk from personal experience and just personal how I'm made up. Often when I see something, I'm either all in or I'm out. So it's like, oh, this is this, and I have all these ideas and I want to just go and do it. And the fact that you've kind of like said, just go do it. You don't have to be all this. You don't have to have everything planned. Just download something, just use the cube, just upload one thing at a time. I'm really not like that. And that, I think for me personally, in terms of creating AI agents or anything in the AI field, it's almost like, well, I know what I want to do. I know how I want to make it. I just need the time to invest to learn. And I know I don't have that big chunk of time. So instead of taking little baby steps, I'm kind of like paralyzed and frozen, and I haven't like done anything. So I really appreciate you offering this AI workshop. Yes, I've gone on YouTube. Like there's a plethora of, how to make your own AI agent and stuff like that. But I watch the YouTube videos and I'm like, meh. But the fact that you're offering something, and I know a lot of my friends here in the space are joining, it's kind of cool. So that kind of like, so thank you very much. I just want to say thank you for kind of like breaking my AI agent cherry and just getting me to do something, like just doing it. And I really love that. So if you don't know, I am also multi-streaming. I'm live streaming, and I'm actually on your building AI agent space. I'm going to share that right now. I'm just going to put it out there so people who are watching the stream now and in the future, they kind of know what it looks like. Let me see. And I don't know if you can see it too, Madam Mike, but I'm just going to like saunter through. And if you can see, I don't think you can, because you're in a car, but I'm just going to be sharing it. Did you build this? Like, let me share this first. Did you build it all out? Like, this is fantastic. It's like we're in a spaceship. Hang on, let me see. Here it is. Okay, let me share it first. Like, I love the design and everything.
Thanks. Yeah. I kind of thought it was a little bit quick and rushed because I wasn't sure what to make, but I knew I wanted something else other than just this little small rooftop that we had, which was also not much of anything. So it was just something kind of quick and as easy as possible. So it's like I made a stop sign, and then I made the stop sign a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger, and then it was a room, and that's it. So I've been kind of just adding to it as I go. So like at first there was just the middle room, and then we added the hallway that you can walk down with the example avatars, and then now recently we just added the server room, and I think that's the way that it's going to go. Is we're just going to keep adding to the space as we go, and then ideally maybe like it's just going to be full of server rooms that you can go walk down with all sorts of brands, because like that's the idea, is that we just want to add as many AI agents or brands or whatever to this space that we have here, so that people could go there and talk to and see and interact with like every brand or anything that's in there, right? So like another thing is that the AI doesn't necessarily need to be attached to an actual 3D avatar. Like it's kind of cool when it is, or more cool when it's actually connected, where the mouth is moving to match the what it's saying and all that kind of stuff. But that's like further down the road. Like I said, we're still at the beginning where we're just kind of connecting it to the agent. We're able to talk to it. We're able to update it, and simple things like that. But we're working on setting up like more possibilities to be able to like have more advanced stuff. Like Josh is working on having like a AI drone that can like follow you around and stuff. And it's just kind of thinking about too how to use AI in more ways than the obvious. Like the obvious is what we did, where there's a body and you walk up to it and you talk to it. But the AI could also be always on your screen in the entire space that you can open and close as you need it. The AI could be in an area where, like, when you walk into this room, the room talks to you, or it has some sort of like interactive menu that's powered by AI, right? Or it could be like a lot of different options on how to use it. We could have AIs that have chat bubbles above their heads where, you can just walk by and see what you could read what they're saying without it taking over your screen. There's a lot of different ways to like use the AIs. So that's like another thing is I want to have different examples of how to use them in there as well, to kind of broaden people's perspective on how they can put this AI to use.
Wow, that's you know what, I'm here in the server room, and it's huge. And I see that you've already got some people starting their little cubicles or portals for their AI agents. And right now I am standing in front of Dope Stilo's music club, the Stilo Yacht, and he's got his AI avatar there. And I see LM Designs roaming around. Hey LM on Spatial in the AI workshop space. And I think I saw Kbot too. This is really fantastic. I have something here. Oh, so I don't know how long ago was this. So 2 hours ago, Tech Mental was in the space, and he asked, "Are there any server cubicles available?" I feel like there is. Are there?
Yeah, most of them are just like I just put something there from my list of spaces just to kind of fill up all the holes. But really, there's only 4, I guess, that have been actually taken, which is Hello LLC, the Morty Insurance Bot, which is Music District, which maybe might turn into a Music District 1 later or something, who knows. And then Stilo's AI, he's been standing in this space by himself for so long, waiting for everybody to come. Stilo was like the first one that jumped in when I did this, like at the beginning of the year. He was the only one that came and got his AI set up like long before anybody else's. So his AI has been camping out through multiple spaces now. He's been on the rooftop. He was in Santa's land, and now he's in this little, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, spaceship, I guess you called it. So
that's fantastic.
Stilo's avatar should have a beard by now in there, I think.
That's true. Speaking of Stilo, the RL Stilo is here with his animated avatar. LM Designs is as well. She's still here. Cheris the AI is still here. So it's really cool. We're all congregating in front of Stilo's avatar. And he's kind of like, he's doing his stretching. He's doing like the head stretch. So that's really cool. I didn't know that. Like, I didn't know that this was here since January. So I think you were building behind the scenes, and only those who were lucky to be in the know knew about it. Hence Stilo's avatars. I think that's fantastic. If people want to grab a cubicle and want to have their presence in your server room, how do they go about it?
They just like attend the workshop and start doing the things basically, right? So I'm still trying to figure, like, I want to make this a little bit fun. I know there's some people that kind of add too much of the fun stuff to their experience, where it's almost like you don't even know all the things. You got to go over here and get this thing and get that thing, and it's a whole thing, especially in NFTs, where there's this whole thing you have to go through that's like complicated, and I don't want to go crazy like that, but I would like to maybe do something somewhat kind of a little fun, where like maybe you could, I don't know, like I've got now, I added so that if you spend time in that space, like as you guys are standing there, if you look at the top of the screen, there's probably like a little blue AIW token, and you're getting like a few tokens. So you get like one token every 2 minutes or something that you're inside this space. So the idea is like, if you're at a workshop and the workshop lasts like, I don't know, an hour, hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours if you're trying to hang around or whatever, then like you've accrued like an amount of tokens for like being in that workshop. And sure, like you can go and sit in the space when there's nothing going on as well too. But that just brings more people to the space, and that's kind of the idea. Is that if we've got a lot of people in the space all the time, then it's like an active space, and it's going to hopefully continue to grow and grow the community. So the more time spent in the space, the better it is for the growth of the space too. So maybe we could have like these tokens are like what you use to buy the access card for your server, let's say, right? And it could maybe be something like where it's kind of cool too, where you go and you buy the access card, and then you go over to a server terminal, and maybe you can plug it in and like claim it and like do all of this on your own. I don't know if we would be able to like actually have you be able to enter your agent that way or not, because there is like security aspects with API keys and all this kind of thing. But at the very least, it would be cool if you could like go and claim your server, like put your name in it. Maybe when the terminal pops up next time, it says the name of whoever owns that server or something like that. And then in the future, like as we progress, there'll be a whole bunch of things you'll be able to get, maybe eventually the Unity package of your whole AI avatar server, whatever setup there, so that you have all of these kind of components to be able to use to build your own stuff. Because the server terminal itself could just as easily be a computer screen on a desk that's an AI, right? And then your avatar or your AI activation is there for you to download to be able to use if you want to make a room activate or something, right? And then maybe down the road, we'll have it so that maybe there's like a little something inside of that area there that has AI in it with a chat bubble above its head. So that when we're kind of have all these things hammered out and working well, and you've earned enough token, then you would be able to like download this package, and you would have all these like examples that are like built in your little server area to be able to use in Unity for all the different aspects of AI.
Well, I think that's fantastic. Like, you don't know this, but we're having an actual party here in your AI workshop in the server room. We've got Yolantis and LM Designs striking a pose. They're really moving it up. I'm just waiting for Dope Stilo to come in and set up his DJ equipment and stuff like that and start spinning the vinyl. And then we have Charis the AI, and she's exploring and stuff like that. So Charis, if you can hear me, I know you've probably been in Spatial before, but LM and Yolantis are dancing. There's certain keys you can push to dance. I always push the L. Let me see. So if you want to go and dance, I always push the L, and that gets you started. Okay, maybe not. What? Anyway, we're having a party here in their server room. So perhaps after the what's it called? After the Tech Talk Tuesday, we'll all gather in the server room and party on. Like you can look at this. Yolantis and LM Designs are crazy. They're just going at it. That's what, I don't know where Dope Stilo went. But this is MetaMike. This is crazy. I have a question for you. Will you eventually add more server rooms? Because I can see this become like that's going to fill up really fast.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Is like this is just kind of like the first one or the VIP one or something, and then from there we can just build a lot of them. And that's kind of where I was saying too. Is like I wouldn't really say that the space is heavy really right now, but it's like kind of heavy, but only because of all the avatars that are in the space. Like if I were to take out all the avatars, the rest of the space is like half as much as one avatar. Like the whole space is like a half an avatar big. So all the avatars that are in there are like, the whole chunk of performance or whatever you want to call it, right? That's being used, all the resources. So I think that moving forward, like we'll probably have select avatars if it's like really cool or really like a brand character or something like that, and then just have like the same thing can happen without an avatar, right? Like you could still have this server booth area, and as soon as you walk up close to it, it's going to talk and interact with you. And if we did it that way, we would be able to add like hundreds of AIs into this space without ever having to worry about how heavy it is. Because if we only had like 3 or 4 avatars in the whole space, then we would be able to have like I said, like hundreds of servers with hundreds of people's brands and stuff. Which is another part is the server. All the images that are displayed in the server room are all being pulled from the internet. So that doesn't add to the initial size of my package of the Unity package, right? So this is going to allow us to build like a massive space with lots of images if we're pulling all of that stuff in real time from those things. And it also allows for you to have control over the images that are displayed in your server as well. Because like for instance, yours, if you were to go on the website or wherever the link is that you guys gave me for those images, and you're able to change the image with keeping the URL the same, then now that new image would be displayed in the environment the next time that you load up, right? So that's going to be the part where we're moving into next is, yeah, we're still working with AI, but I think personally from my experience so far, the biggest game changer is just learning like super simple, basic stuff about GitHub, where like GitHub is where you could download all sorts of stuff that people are working on. You can collaborate and work on projects together. It's like a powerhouse when it comes to AI and like building and even spatial potentially, which is kind of, we never really look or think about GitHub when it comes to spatial, whereas there's other platforms like Hyperfly who like basically GitHub is their Unity almost in a way. Like that's where everybody puts their stuff. That's how their platform kind of runs from my understanding anyways. Not how it runs, but that's like the main way that people like put up their content. They don't necessarily upload it to Hyperfly, I don't think. They upload it to GitHub, or they upload it to Hyperfly from GitHub. But regardless, GitHub's a very useful tool, so we're going to incorporate that into the workshop. So like part of the next workshop, I think, is going to be downloading and setting up your own GitHub, forking something that we've already have on there, which is basically making your own copy of an application, and then putting that on your computer and being able to edit it and use it and deploy it, make a website with it. We're going to do all of that stuff in like the most quickest, easiest setup ever, so that it's like basically like 3 clicks and you can have a website in a way, right?
Oh my goodness. Like I'm in awe of all that you've done here. Like I'm still looking, and I'm trying not to smile so big, but I'm smiling because you can't help it when you see LM Designs, and she's got big energy in RL, big energy in the spaces, and also big energy on spatial. And her butterfly wings, and she's got the I forgot what it's called. Oh, anyway, it's really cool. Yolantis is in here still. Or did she just come in? Yeah, Yolantis in here. I don't know if she got in. And now Nira's here. Hey, Nira. And she's also here in this. Oh, yeah, I remember. It's so good. It's so good. Nira's one of the OGs. This is like fantastic. So it's giving me what's it called? Casino vibes, really. Casino vibe. All you have to do is do the Miami vibes and then put in casino vibes. But there's Nira. She's giving me like the salute and the hello. This is like fantastic. Really, it is. And you know what? I had to do, so here's a little like fun fact. I haven't done my laundry, and I usually wear black and just black, but I didn't do my laundry, and I'm like, oh shit, I don't want to wear the same black t-shirt I've been wearing like all weekend. Not that you can tell. So I grabbed this, and it matches. I don't know what color this is. It's some weird dark purple, deep purple thing, and it really matches the theme of or the colors of your AI agent workshop space, which is like, I guess I don't know, it's meant to be. MetaMic, this is like crazy. It almost makes me want to have a server, obviously a server space, but I got to get going because I got to like really do my stuff. For those of you who are here, I'm going to look to see. Let's take a look at who's in the space right now. Expector. Hey, Dirk. Oh my God. It's so good to have you here. I wonder if he slept. I bet you have not. This guy, he is the CEO and founder of Expector. Mike, I met you through him. You guys are all buddies. You're creating on his platform. This is like crazy, another virtual world. Like it's insane. But I'm wondering, and this is how I met Dirk of Expector, and he's now here. The first time I actually audiophonically met him. He did not. He was running on like not very much sleep. He's been busy in spaces. He has been busy talking about, the platform and growing it and connecting and collaborating with other projects. I think it's fantastic. I want to do a shout out to Conrad. Hey, Conrad, it's so good to see you, my Mainnet Xenu brother. Who else joined that wasn't here? Oh yeah, Nira. I said hello to her, but I didn't get to say hello to you when you first came in. Ludi, hey Ludi, Honeycomb's here. Brover, hey Brover, Alicorn, Ordinal T, Mindless, Freeman, and Sight FX. You guys, this and Josh, of course. You guys, I have to do a shout out. There's a VXAI down there. If you don't know Vanessa, she is my partner in crime. We do the weekly virtually raw live stream every Friday night at 9 p.m. EST on Twitch and Twitter and YouTube. But I want to do a shout out to her because this girl, man, after we attended the AI workshop last Wednesday, I don't know, her mind's cooking. Her mind's like an engine that never stops. She was building something. And then this was Wednesday, I believe. Thursday, she was messaging me saying something like, oh, by the way, I'm building an AI agent for Virtually Raw. And I'm like, what? And I go, okay. And then the next day, apparently she was in DMs with you. And here it is. Where is it right now? So we're right beside Dope Stilo. Oh my goodness, which is like, I think a perfect spot to be in. Where is it? There it is. And she created this whole, like everything. She created the AI agent. She's working on the AI avatar. This girl is crazy. Apparently, there's rumor that the Virtually Raw AI avatar is going to have some drop kick KO animations. I don't know. And it's an avatar that it is like it's an anti-scammer avatar. So it is not a bully avatar, but it will not stand for Web3 scammers. So apparently that is one of the purposes of the Virtually Raw AI agent avatar that my beautiful, beautiful partner, very talented, very intelligent Vanessa J Pages down there. So I got to do a shout out to that. And you know what? I already have 13 of these coins. I'm loving it. I think I'm just going to sit here all freaking day And this is fantastic because it's really great for the algorithm, MetaMic, for your AI workshop space. And not only that, it's one of those passive engaging things that people can do, like just going into your AI workshop, just having their avatar sit there or stand there and gain tokens. Like, I think that's fantastic that you did that. Like, that's just like a 101 of game dev, is have something passive where people can earn coins or tokens that they can, like, use in world for later on. This is like fantastic, guys. It's already, oh my god, this is like, we're already 43 minutes in. Does anybody have any questions for MetaMic? Like, I know you do. I know I had a whole bunch when I had the workshop. But for those of you who have been in the workshop before, I know there's some questions, and maybe you guys have gone on to like work on your AI agent, and then there's some stuff you wanted to know. I know you have a special Twitter group, X group, where people ask questions, but now is the time to ask MetaMic any questions. If you want to ask him any questions, come on up. And while we're waiting for people to raise their hand, is there anything else you want to add? Like, okay, I have a question for you. So when I attended, so last Wednesday, we were to get an API key, which I did, and then I had to connect a payment method, which I did. I connected my credit card, the credit card that I have on a file where I use the Chat GPT. I pay for my monthly Chat GPT, and it got declined. So I don't know why it got declined, and I kept doing it in different ways and stuff like that. And I saw somewhere something like you have to use another credit card if you're using it already as a payment for Chat GPT. I'm kind of like paraphrasing the what I read. Is that true, MetaMic?
I haven't heard anything about that. And they got no problem taking my money, that's for sure. Every time they're like, yeah, give it to me. They're happy to take it. So I haven't had any problem with any kind of payment. And I actually haven't really had to pay all too much to OpenAI because, like I was saying, like, it doesn't really use that much when you're using it to like talk to and chat with in a chatbot. Like, to use $5, it'll take you months and months to use that up.
Okay. I mean, that's weird. I can't even use it, won't even accept my payment method, the credit card that I'm using to pay for Chat GPT. So that's crazy. I'm gonna have to like talk to the chat help people or whatever. But listen, anyway, we have Kush and Alicorn up here as they do want to ask you questions, I believe. We'll start with Kush. Hey, Kush.
Hello. Thanks for bringing me up. Mike, this is dope that you're doing this. And I guess my question is, I have two questions. First question is, what would we have to do to get caught up before tomorrow? And my second question is, you said something about sizes of avatars that you're putting in the spaces. I'm wondering, you're probably doing decimating them and stuff, and even going through that, you're still finding their size items.
It's just avatars in general are just heavy in general, period. Like, really, most of the avatars we have in the spot are all like Ready Player Me or the resolution ones or what have you, which are all like game ready. So it's not like they're not homemade avatars that are high poly and very like heavy or anything like that. But just avatars in general are heavy just because they have like little small arms and little small things that need to have a lot of like UVs to have them move and stuff. Whereas like the wall in that space is 2 triangles or whatever it is, right? Like, it's much less. So yeah, it's not that there's like a problem with avatars in general. It's just that they're just like heavy objects, and the less like heavy objects we have, the more brands that will be able to fit down the road. Right now, it's not really a problem quite yet, but like if I had like 50 avatars in there and then 50 people show up, now we've got 100 avatars in the space.
Right.
Which is like huge, right? Like one avatar is probably like, at least like 10 to 15,000 triangles, and this entire space without any avatars is like 8,000, I think, or something like that. So, yeah, like we'll be able to add lots of server rooms versus avatars themselves. And you could always add like two. We could add like a 2D avatar where it's like a picture or something for the time being, you know, or even just like I said, just have it activate in your area so that it still all works. It still talks and does all the things. There's just not a body looking around in the middle of the thing. Really, right now, none of the avatars are really fully connected to the AI. It's not like they can follow you around or do a backflip if you ask them to. So they're really just there for show right now. And that's kind of what I'm getting at. Is like, for sure, if they're there for show, it's kind of pretty heavy for not much of anything, you know?
Oh, that's great. Kush, that was a really good answer. Good answer, good question. I was gonna ask, it made me think about the avatar thing. So if somebody were to create an avatar using Unity and the whole, you know, the humanoid form and then have it rigged with animations, is that going to slow down or you know, like the server or bog down the server? Obviously.
Well, I mean, if you make avatars yourself, that's a whole nother topic, a whole nother conversation. It's definitely not a learning type of process, that's for sure. It's something that like you got to know what you're doing to make a proper avatar. Otherwise, 100%, it'll be super heavy wherever you put it, and it'll be like really hard to use. So yeah, like creating avatars is one of the most, I would think, advanced 3D aspects, I think, out of all of them. Like if you're just learning, you, like I said, stick to a room, stick to some walls, stick to like, I'm a contractor, I'm building places. Once you get into sculpting and creating complex items, that's when you have to have like a lot more knowledge on how to make those like efficient, right?
Right. Okay. Yeah, that I gotcha, and that totally makes sense. Alicorn, hi, it's good to see you up here. Feel free to unmute your mic and go ahead and talk.
Hey guys, happy Tech Tuesday. Hope all is well. It's more of a two-part question and statement. First statement is to you, Carmen. So I believe that your credit card situation stems from you needing to do your subscription through Apple itself. Because when I first started using OpenAI, I had used their platform to pay for the subscription. And then for some reason, the next month I had paid through Apple itself. So it double charged me. So I think that your situation is more an Apple thing rather than a ChatGPT thing. And then the second thing is MetaMic. It's pretty cool what you're working on. Me and Altered have some really cool stuff we're working on as well. So I had some questions. So it sounds like you're really it has a lot of human capital and use cases still, like where you have to manually do things. How are these platforms in comparison to like the movie Oasis? How far do you think you have gotten on using these platforms? Are they scalable? Are they versatile for a creator or an architect of this type of space? And then secondly, I believe strongly in utilizing higher levels of intelligence when speaking about AI and trying to create these type of worlds, because it's very tasking to try to manually create an avatar or something like that. But we just have our AI just do it for us.
I'm not sure if I fully understand what you were asking, but yeah, I don't know. I've been building on Spatial for 3 years, and like I said, I learned that starting from the most simplest stuff to actually now I'm still doing the most simplest stuff because I haven't really got the time to do anything super advanced, right? So the AI agents is pretty much the most advanced thing that I've done in spatial so far. But it could most definitely get way more advanced than that. You could build full games. I mean, Josh has built out a whole like jet simulator where you sit in the cockpit and it has all the controls and it has like the pitch and the yaw and everything moves and the flaps move when you turn, and it's just like my very first video game when I was 15 years old, except for like looks way better, you know? So like there's a lot you can do for sure with spatial just because it's using Unity, and Unity itself is a game engine. So the possibilities are pretty much endless when it comes to that. So like spatial isn't necessarily limited by what they provide you. They're limited to what you provide them, you know, because if some super crazy game developer came to spatial and decided to make an environment, they can have it do whatever it is that they want, you know, because they've got the skills to be able to do that, right?
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. It just like I'm looking at spatial as the Nintendo 64 comparison to what it could be. So I'm really going to start to take at least 72 hours continuously to try to test it out and see how things work. I think my last question is just this. If I start to upload algorithms and higher levels of intelligence on there, what's the privacy and rights to my work? Like, do they get a share of that, or is that just stuck on their platform?
Well, spatial's just, it's kind of like a WordPress or something like that, basically. They're just hosting websites, right? You don't really like upload any kind of AI or algorithms to spatial at all. It's just really just like Unity packages, and that's it. Like you go into Unity, you make a package, and you deploy it on spatial. The alternative is that you can go into Blender and you can make a 3D object, and then you can make that your space on spatial as well. But it's going to have like a lot less functionality because it's just a 3D object and it doesn't have any kind of game interactive features or anything like that. In terms of what they own or what, I don't know. I don't care about any of those things, so I don't look into it, and I'm not really concerned with it. So I just build, you know. I mean, yeah, if you're worried about whether they own rights to this or that or something, that's something that you're going to have to look into, because I'm just more concerned with just like building and moving forward and just kind of helping people than whether my content is mine or theirs or whatever the case is. There's no money being made from anything, and there's no way that they would be able to take whatever money that I'm trying to make anyways. If you create objects that you sell in your spatial space and you sell them for spatial coin, that is the only place that I know that they do take something where you have to, when you get paid your spatial coin, they take a percentage of it. But again, like even that aspect of things, it's not quite like Roblox where there's tons and tons of transactions going on where, like, I don't know, to me, it's just like kind of, you're splitting the change of whatever you can make from selling items in the space. It's not a massive ordeal. And really, at the end of the day, like you're choosing to involve spatial in that sale by choosing to sell it with spatial coins. Whereas if you figure out another way to sell it, if you sell it through your website or this or that, or figure out a way to, do it through Unity and your own payment platform or whatever, they're not going to take anything, right? So, yeah, it's all about how you use the space and what your perspective is, I guess, really. And in terms of like another thing too, like you mentioned like Expector earlier. So like Expector is pretty much the more advanced version of spatial, right? So like we're all gonna like play around in spatial and build this stuff, and then whoever's ready to like go deeper down the rabbit hole, that's where we'll be moving to Expector next. And it's a whole different ball game over there. Like over there, it's like when I'm saying like, oh, the avatars don't matter because they're not really hooked up. Maybe they'll matter more when you can like interact with them and stuff. On Expector, like you'll be able to do that right away. Like you'll be able to walk up to your avatar and be like, yo, follow me, or show me where this thing is, and it'll be able to bring you to it. That avatar will be high poly because it's in Unreal Engine, and you can use your actual metahuman. So like this banana dude in my little picture wearing my Eliza hat here, that's a metahuman that's in Unreal Engine that I can control like with my camera and my phone, and it can match my mouth or it can talk to me as AI. And we can use all of that in Convey AI or with Convey AI in Expector, where you'll be able to like tell your avatar to go find a rock and pick it up and throw it in the lake, and he's going to go and do all those things, right? So it's pretty next level when you get to the Unreal part, the Unreal Engine aspect, and using actual game AI rather than like OpenAI and all these things that are not necessarily meant for games. Then it really changes how things are. But you got to have like the appropriate hardware to be able to access Expector, and it's not on a mobile phone quite yet, but the graphics are like at another level, and the things that you could potentially do in there are at another level as well.
Sweet, because what I ended up doing, because I didn't truly understand the platform, so I just created it from the ground up. We're using a Holodex, and just think of it as like an Xbox that has the ability to project 3D worlds in, like, let's say your living room, right? Where you don't need a headset because the Holodex can hear voice commands, gestures, whatever you want. Literally, like Ready Player One without the headset that you need. It's more of a interactive gaming social platform where economies of scale exist, because I feel like monetizing it where people can benefit in the real world and in the digital world allows more ambitious people to come into the space to create a little bit faster. But yeah, man, AI agents are cool, but there's more tiers that you can go beyond just AI agents. So I'm looking forward to like really launching this with Altered. He's kind of like my go-to for this. I'm just a nerd behind the scenes, just trying to get it all to work,
Wow, that's great. Like I know in what's it called, Alicorn, I know you had connected with Altered, I guess a few weeks ago, and you were really gung-ho on, getting up an AI agent on spatial. So I'm really glad that's working out. Definitely Altered Ali is down there, and he has also been busy doing my God, like his Camille Duval is an AI agent, and he's got like so many others. Like it's really fantastic. We have Nira up as a speaker. Hi, Nira. So good to see you again.
Hello. I have a question as well about this, and this is kind of, can everybody hear me okay? Just want to make sure my mic's working.
Yes, you're coming in loud and clear.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. This is kind of like the part of like the social VR, AR interaction, metaverse part that I don't like to really discuss, but it is something that really made me kind of get out of the space. It pushed me out of this space for a long time because it was very frustrating and disheartening. What is I guess I should say, as the platform that I was on, as it grew bigger and bigger and bigger, my stuff kept getting taken all of the time. What is the level of security, since this is web-based, to prevent that sort of stuff from happening? It was extremely disheartening. I mean, I would go somewhere, I would see my stuff everywhere. Even when the platform closed down, my stuff is on other platforms now. I had people actually even contact me to try and get my help to make my own things work that they ripped from the platform. I was like, oh my gosh. It was really, really frustrating because you put so much work into something for months and then somebody takes it, uploads it, and there's like, yippity yoppity, that's my property now. So what, have you seen anything like that? And are there preventative measures in place for that, you know, to prevent that from occurring?
So are you talking about 3D objects that were minted as NFTs?
No, just objects altogether. What is like, well, I mean, even something like that, if they're minted as an NFT, but they're in the inspector as a GLTF or GLB, just an object file or an asset bundle, a Unity asset bundle can be ripped. Shaders can't be pulled, but Tiny Ripper can put it back and get the whole assets out of there. I personally don't have a lot of experience with it, but I do know it absolutely happens. And I've known people that have done it because they come to me with all of my objects. And I was like, how do they do this? You know, it's just not a nefarious side that I chose to do a deep dive down into because I don't ever want to do that to somebody, but I do know it's possible.
I'm not sure, like, if there's some way to, like, hack, download, whatever. I would think that it would be harder because Unity's in the middle, but I'm not sure. I'm not really like a full-on hacker to know how to, like, do those things. All I know is that there has been a problem, and the only place where I've seen what you're talking about is when environments are minted as NFTs and then they're like displayed on, and they're minted as NFTs as the GLB and not just a picture or video of the GLB that you get access to. Like those have been downloaded and stolen from like OpenSea or whatever, and then you can like open it up and deploy it back on Spatial. And sure, yeah, you can complain to Spatial and they'll probably go shut it down or whatever. They're pretty good with stuff, especially if they know for sure. Like the ones I'm thinking about were built by a big company that they were partnered with, that everybody knows that that's their thing. It's not a small artist that people don't know who built that. So it's pretty obvious if like, yeah, you don't own that NFT, they can check it up and know for sure. I don't see a lot of that happening on Spatial. I don't know if it's possible. Maybe we don't see a lot of it just because it's not big enough of a popular platform to have that happening. But yeah, you definitely would have to talk to somebody from Spatial, I guess, or maybe somebody who has like more nefarious development knowledge, I guess.
Yeah, that's a really good point to bring up, Nera. I know I'm not really on Spatial a lot other than for Dope Stilo Supar Wednesdays, which is tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. However, I have on Second Life, and I know it was Josh. I know Josh is aware of this too because he's an OG of Second Life, and I think Yolantis is as well, and a few other people down in the audience listening. But I remember in Second Life, like early 2000s, like 2000, like 5, 6, 7. A lot of people were complaining because there were a lot of prolific content creators who got ripped off, like their assets, their builds were ripped off, or their animations and stuff like that. And it was very, very frustrating. And they took it up. They complained to like Linden Labs, and there was a whole shitstorm about it, back and forth with the forums and complaints and stuff like that. And honestly, it was like, anytime you have technology and there are genius hackers around, it's I don't know, I don't want to say it's human nature, but there's something, I really don't know, Nera. I really hope that doesn't happen in the future, but I think we really have to be vigilant, and I don't know how. Like, no matter how vigilant we can be, we don't know, because there's always going to be someone 1 or 2 steps ahead of us that just, finds out a way to like cheat the API, or like create a code that can just download somebody's assets, and they're brilliant at doing that. I don't know about Spatial or any other virtual world platforms like in Web3, but cybersecurity and 3D assets is going to be a huge thing. And I know KBot is a huge proponent of like digital assets and stuff like that, and keeping it. I hear you. It's so frustrating. I hear you, man.
It was hard. It destroyed the community, honestly, because we were very small and all looked out for each other. It's just an unspoken thing. You don't do certain things in the real world, so why is it acceptable in here? Like that's where it was such a disheartening thing to watch occur too. I mean, I had people come up and try and sell me my own stuff. I was like, luckily I have a sense of humor, like I laugh sometimes. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. But, like they were taking my stuff as I was working on it. I could see them log in and how like the SDK there worked. You could even see their IP address and everything. Like it was, I could see what users were doing it, their user ID. So on the back end, I did have a lot more knowledge of like what was occurring than the people doing it. But I just thought, well, why? And it did get to a point where when I was so busy and everything, and then the platform shut down and I was trying to find a new one, and that was like the only contact I had from people for a long time. It did keep me out of the space because I was like, why do I want to be around this? So it has been something that's made me a little gun shy to say, hey, I want to go through this again. Like it's just without, and I know that there's always going to be bad actors in every play. So, you have to just surround yourself with the good ones and look out for one another. And I think you guys have a really nice community in there, and it is still small. I went in there, I was going to ask that too. You had put something about going to an event and invited me to it, and I tried to get in there. I got in a little too late. And I went through Spatial, and I still found it to be quite cricket chirping. I could not find anybody. So where is everybody hiding out in Spatial?
That's so funny. Well, first of all, I want to address, thank you for sharing that. Definitely, it's this creator PTSD, like that hurts. That hurts, and it does something to the psyche. And I'm just so glad you're back. And it's hard because when you're creating, when you're an artist, you have to get into a certain mode and in a mood, and it's very delicate, any type of energies or anything. I know for me anyway, if something happens, I just like it kind of like I get paralyzed, and then I have to process and stuff like that. So I can't imagine I just cannot imagine how that made you feel. But just, we got to keep on building. We really, really do. But that sucks. Don't steal stuff, people. Come on. Like, this is already like 2025. We're in Web3. Aren't we supposed to be better than, aren't we, every time we have an iteration of our evolution? Or shouldn't we be better? Sometimes, Nero, I don't think so. I mean, because there's always that human fucking factor. And I'm not saying human people are shit, but hey, we do shit. I'm just saying, like, that sucks. Anyway, you're back, you're building, the community's building strong, where we're looking out for each other. And yeah, things are still small. Spatial's still small. I don't know. We're growing. It's still growing. Alicorn, I see your hand up, but I want to bring up KBot because I know he had something to say because I mentioned his name. Hey, KBot.
Hey, Carmen, Mike, Kush, Alicorn, Crypto, Cam, Dan, Nira, Charlie, Truce, Altered Ollie, Rollo, VXR, Josh. Obe's here. Oh my God, Hexadize. And all the rest, Rover. If I didn't mention your name, forgive me. Listen, everyone. This is a global new technology. In art, what I've learned is, when someone steals your stuff, it's like a flattering thing. And we really, in my opinion, haven't figured out copyright, trademark, patents in digital world assets. but it's also a use case for being on a centralized platform, because if there are some ways that, you know, you can be decentralized and have your own assets that you sell, but you're also on this platform that could also be held accountable if someone does something wrong with you. That's sort of like a use case. Furthermore, when it comes to mental health and the why of people around the world showing up, you never still something could be living out in the trash can in an alley somewhere, living in dirt with no shoes on, and all they have is this phone or this headset thing. So, you know, when someone steals something digitally, it's good to have some type of, like, you know, perspective there, because there's some people out there who don't have as much as you maybe, and they probably think, oh, you have everything, so, you know, you wouldn't mind if I stole your digital asset. And cybersecurity in all of this stuff is a huge issue, and mental health. Like, we have to figure out why people want to take someone else's stuff, and how come they can't figure out how to make up something for themselves. And if someone's going to make an AI agent to do something like harmful to someone else, like why would somebody do that? So I believe this whole space needs more psychologists and psychiatrists to show up as to why we're doing these things. Altered Ali, I love your work. And MetaMike, I'm in your space right now. You guys are really pushing this thing forward with the AI agents, and, you know, I just appreciate it. I have one more thing to say, but I'll wait and let what I just said rest and come back for my other thing. Thanks for letting me speak.
Oh, that's great to hear from you, Cable. I know I saw you. There you're jumping around, I think. I see you jumping. There you are. You're right beside Vanessa. Woohoo!
Yeah, but it's not my avatar. And, you know, I had an avatar set up with Ready Player Me, and I don't know why, but Spatial put me into this teenager avatar. But the avatar I really want is my robot, my K-Bot robot armor behind my emoji bald head look profile pic. That's the avatar I want in all these metaverse spaces, and I want to be able to bring it. So I don't understand why Spatial doesn't allow me to have it. I do have an announcement, though. So do you want me to say it now, or do you want me to wait?
No, say it.
Listen, everyone, dust off your Oculuses or your MetaQuests. I've been in Meta Horizons for the past 2 weeks, at Meta Horizon Worlds, and they have totally revamped their space. It looks really, really good. The avatars look good. The environments look good. And I really encourage everyone to get in there and look at what Mark Zuckerberg has been doing with Horizon Worlds. It is amazing. It's fun. It's beautiful. And I'm recommending it with my full chest. And this is the usefulness of all we're talking about can be realized if we integrate decentralized and decentralized worlds. So please do that. I highly recommend it. So back to this wonderful AI agent workshop and the wonderful work you're doing, MetaMike. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, K-Bot. That sucks that you can't get your what's it called, your robot. Maybe there's going to be a workaround. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with Spatial and stuff, so maybe people here can help you or stuff like that. But it would be really great for you to have your own robot. Speaking of dusting off your Oculus, I was in a meeting with Vanessa J. Page's VXAI last night, and we were talking, and we both have the MetaQuest 2, and we have something special. We're planning something special on a future Virtually Raw live stream, but I'm definitely going to dust off my Oculus 2. Hopefully when I update it, it won't get bricked. We'll see. And if not, I guess I have to get the other one, the new one, but let's see. Alicorn, I know you had your hand up, and I kind of said, well, hold on a minute, let's get K-Bot up here. What were you gonna add?
K-Bot, it was kind of funny that you were whispering when you spoke about metaverse. I thought that was funny. I think what I was trying to add was maybe we need, I was going to touch on Nira and people stealing ideas and stuff. I think a blockchain situation where your creation is logged and generated on the blockchain, so you have that ownership and it's visible for everyone. Because being a creative is hard enough, So when you do create something that's organic and authentic, you want to be able to protect it. I'm all for helping out the community and helping others with their projects, but also, you know, we all need to pay our bills at some point in time. So it's like I have a duality or dynamic approach to it where, you know, community and entrepreneurship is entwined, right? Because I believe that our work here is the foundation for what's to come years later, you know? So coming together as a community and just agreeing on what's acceptable and what's not acceptable and just throwing it up on a blockchain so everybody understands and knows. And then having a centralized system where, you know, if you do steal, the other person is compensated by your digital currency. You know, it has to be aggregated to the amount of infringement that's imposed, right? So I think that those control mechanisms need to be had.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Alicorn. I really do. I totally agree with you. That's a huge industry in and of itself. You guys, it's 18 minutes past the hour. We're still going strong. I do want to say for Metaverse Radio people out there, thank you so much for listening. Shout out to Fred and the team at Chi-Town. This is really great. I hope people who are listening in Metaverse Radio, you're getting excited, and it's so. I mean, you have the stepping stones to get in and build your AI agent. So please log into spatial.io. Just do a search for building AI agents in Spatial. Building AI agents in Spatial. Do that search. MetaMike's AI workshop space will show up, and just enter. You can enter anonymously or whatever, or just enter and start learning and get in with us. It's never too late. This Wednesday, tomorrow at 7 p.m. EST will be the second session, but you're not going to miss anything. I mean, just get in there. Just get in. And I do want to remind people who are listening in Metaverse Radio that this program's content does not necessarily represent the views of Metaverse Radio and is for entertainment only. It is not legal, medical, financial, or investment advice. The host, guest speakers, artists, and other collaborators may have personal or financial interest in the subjects they discuss. So please, please, please critically assess the information presented. Not all content is appropriate for all ages. And actually, this content right here is it is, because I didn't really go off my mouth. Oh, actually, yes, I did. Anyway, listener discretion is advised. So yes, I am as I'm listening to K-Bot, I dusted off my Oculus 2, and literally it was dusty. Like if you're watching on the live stream, I blew, and oh god, there's dust on the lens. I gotta like get some tissue to clean up. Anyway, my god, this is like, I can't wait for tomorrow. Before tomorrow's workshop, I know I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff. I'm going to work out that whole payment method. Thanks, Alicorn, for sharing that. It is an Apple, because you're right. It probably is an Apple payment thing. Crazy ass Apple. That's a really good what's it called? That's a lead that I can definitely go and follow up, because it sucks. I can't even like put in $5 to for my freaking API when I just got paid. Like, shut up already. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions for MetaMike? Because this is like, it's not a now or never thing, but you know, if you have the opportunity, ask him stuff, then please do. Or Nira, or Kush, or Alicorn. Or you just want to like say, hey. Hey, hey. Hey, anybody? Hey. Okay, you guys are shy. Let's see who joined. Ooh, Virtual X joined. Dan, James Phillip, The Wild, Guardian LLC joined. Welcome, Ope Style, Pop, Bolt, and 7+. Ooh, 7+. He's one of the OG creators of Spatial as well. I know we went to a space last week when it was number 160 of Dope Steelos Super Wednesday. Guys, but in case we do end, I do want to remember Wednesdays is a happening place. It's a happening hump day. It's Winning Wednesdays. It starts off with Winning Wednesdays, AR Wonderland. Is it AR Wonderland or Hexadized? Follow Hexadized and or AR Wonderland. They kick off Hump Wednesday, Winning Wednesday, with space. and you'll learn a lot about the different platforms and the artists involved, and literally Hexadize walks you through like different platforms and how you can get involved and get in and get your 3D assets. It's really fantastic. And then after Hexadize or / AR Wonderland's Winning Wednesdays, just hang on a bit, and so that starts at Winning Wednesdays is 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and wait a couple 3 hours. Work on your AI agents or whatever, and then at 2 p.m. EST, enter Spatial, where I believe the host space is going to be Ludi's Mykonos, and we'll all be partying with the Spatial crew, with Dope Stilo, turning out the tunes, live DJing on Spatial. So do that, and then wait a bit, drink some water, touch grass, touch snow, continue working on your AI agents. And then at 7 p.m. EST, please join MetaMike and the AI Agent Workshop crew to learn how to build your AI agent. This is the time to do it. 2025 is going to be, if you are in Web3, if you're in a freaking X space and you have not built an AI agent by summer, why? Like, why even? Okay, I'm just saying. We have Crypto Cami here. I'm gonna throw the mic. Catch it, Cami, catch it. And let's keep it PG this time, okay, Cami? Every time you come on, I don't know, it's a shit show. So let's keep it PG, Cami. Hey, Cam.
GMGMG to the M, AI Agent Workshop on Spatial. Ask me anything with creator MetaMike in the house. Get that purple pill like we treat. Tag a friend, tag some frenemies, send it to your group chats. Let's get some friends and family in here and learning about some AI agents with MetaMike is your chance and your opportunity. You've got Digital Film hosting up a great workshop. Thank you, Digital Film, and GM to everybody else. Gonna miss the opportunity to say hello. Hi.
Wow. That was like one of the, every time you come on, it's like, what show am I on? Like, where? I feel like Jimmy Kimmel's going to walk out or something. I don't know. I'm just kidding. It's like, whoa, what's going on? I love it, Cami. I love it. Oh, kudos to you for a very, very successful NYC event. I forgot the name of it, but Redman was there. I saw, what is her name? Oh my God, what is her name? Stroke Driven. I saw Stroke Driven, and it was so good to see her in RL with a bunch of other people. And congrats to Stroke Driven. I believe she submitted one of her pop arts, and I think it got accepted to be one of the arts for the tickets. I'm so happy for her.
Yeah, Stroke Driven's awesome. She, her and Doc really kicked it off, yeah, it was a great event. Thank you so much. We were completely sold out, and then Biometa Vita TV was streaming, and during the event, we had 1,200 people tapping into his stream on all the different platforms live during the event. So that was pretty freaking awesome in my mind. You know what I mean? So shouts out to Altered for building the spatial for it. That was freaking dope. I showed that to Doc and his sister. They're like, "That's right now." I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "Damn." So that was freaking dope. Yeah, it was cool, man. There was a good mixture of people from, if we want to call them normies or whatever. We had gamers, we had celebrities, we had Web3 people, we had just a whole gambit of, variety of people from different types of communities. And it was just a vibe. Everybody had a good time socializing and networking, so yeah, had a good time. Really appreciate it. Next time, look forward to, having some of you guys come out or, tap it into, some more of our resources amongst the family.
Oh, that's amazing. Are you going to have another one next year? For sure.
We actually got asked to have one in March, with a company out of Kansas City, Missouri, reached out to us and wants us to bring the tournament to their city in March. So we're going to be having talks with them this week and see what we can't do. So yeah, we're looking at, that was the first, and we're looking to have many more, several throughout the year possibly.
Okay, Kansas City. Why does it sound so familiar? Is Josh Garrett in Kansas City? Oh, I don't know. Sorry, Josh. I don't mean to dox you, but I know you posted something about Second Life and your project on Second Life with a K University. Was it Kentucky? Was it Kansas City University or what's another K? I don't know. I'm just gonna stop there. It's so good to have you. Crypto Cam, are you gonna join the AI workshop? Are you gonna make a Cami AI agent?
Actually, I haven't done anything with MetaMic, but yeah, for sure. I do have a CryptoCam AI agent that Altered put together for me.
Ew, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
She's cute too. She's pretty cute. She got purple hair.
Real she figures. You would think that your AI agent would be like, like a representation of you. Yeah, figures you do a she. You're crazy.
Cam with a K. You know what I mean?
Oh, was that her name? Cammy? Cam with a K?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You inspired me.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, that's too funny. I'm so happy for you. I'm glad that your event worked out, and this is like fantastic. Shout out to LM Designs as well. I think she's going to be in I believe she will be speaking in NFT NYC. I know that she posted a submission thing, and fantastic. This is her second year in the row. Second year in a row. Did I say that right? Yeah, 2 for 2. I'm so excited. I gotta move out of this. Saskatchewan, Saskatoon, Paris of the prairies, in the middle of nowhere, prairie land.
Do you think you're gonna make it to NFT NYC or?
I don't know. In spirit, maybe. I'd love to, but there's still time. There's still time for me to figure stuff out.
Yeah, I mean, we could. I mean, if we did, we could all pitch in on a place to stay. To leasing the expense, because that's the biggest thing about New York is just staying there. I was just there 2 days, and good Lord, it was expensive. But when you go there with some other people, if you can all shack up together, essentially, that takes a lot of the cost out of it. So, I don't know if a couple of us wanted to go and throw down on something. You know what I mean? I know you're a good roomie. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I know. I am a good roomie. I stay in my own lane, unlike other people. You know what I mean? Like
you
that.
You don't take our stuff.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, let's not even go there at Miami, man.
But I mean, seriously though, I mean, if anyone's in the room listening, if anyone is thinking about going to New York but not quite sure, let's roundtable it and show up to support LM. That would be awesome for a whole bunch of us to be in the room while she's talking, and be there to support our friend. I'm gonna do everything I can do to go, and I'm gonna make sure that I show up there for her if I do make it, to New York. And if anybody else is interested in going, I'm always interested in collabing on someplace to stay. And Digital Femme, if she can't make it, she can vouch for me. I'm a pretty decent roommate.
Yeah, he is. You don't even know he's there. Like, he's not there. He's out there partying and stuff like that. Then he comes in the middle of the night, super quiet. I don't know. And then I guess he's sleeping. And then you literally, you don't know that he's there, other than you see his luggage and a bunch of stickers on his bed. Because God, he collects stickers. And if wherever you go, if Crypto Cammy's there, just grab some stickers, throw it in his bed, and he'll shut up. Like, that's it. Like, literally, he's such a good roomie that he's not even there. So perfect. I can definitely vouch for you, sir. But yeah, guys, MetaMic, are you still there? Are you still in your car? Oh, MetaMic. MetaMic? I know you're there. I know no, it's okay. The connections, do the thing again. Do the leave and unleave. Good. That's what he's doing. Wow. Who do we have? Did anybody come up? Did anybody pop up? No. I do have to say, I don't know. I kind of want MetaMic to hear this, but I'll probably tell him in a DM. But I'm really great. Oh, there he is. Yay! Are you back on?
Maybe.
Yeah, you are. That's so cute. Maybe. You are. I feel like we need to end. We should end this. Like, you guys, if you have any questions, please don't be shy. Or maybe you are and ask questions, or maybe you want to ask questions. What the heck is my dog doing? Okay, come here. In the Twitter group. But Meta Mike, I wanted to say I really appreciate you. I appreciate everybody here, all the creators here actually. Altered Alley, Josh Garrett, Vanessa, Tech Mental, Virtual X, Hexadize. I see Rick the Ruler. 7 Plus. Vanessa, did I say Vanessa? Yes, I did. Totot, and you, Meta Mike, and a whole bunch of other people that aren't here, like Era Labs and who else? Dope Stilo. Because every time you guys, just by being around creators like all of you, and creators that are so generous with your time and knowledge and skill, it's so inspiring and motivating. And I've been in such a creator slump. I feel like I'm telling this story like, where's my small violin? Let me take it out. But it's because of you guys that I'm just, I'm here and I'm back. I feel like I'm getting back in the creator track. So this whole thing, Meta Mike, with your AI workshop is really, really huge, because it's something I wanted to get into like a few years ago. And I'm just like, well, no, I'm not going to get into it until I got my computer, upgrade my computer so I could run Unreal Engine 5 to do my MetaHuman. And that's bullshit, Carmen, shut up. But the fact that you're allowing people like me to just do little baby steps and just do something, just get off my, well, not my ass, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I really thank you so much. I know a lot of people appreciate that. I just wanted to say that. My God, I'm talking a lot. Is there anything you wanted to add before we close the space?
I think that's just it. Just get out there and start using it. Go to platform.openai.com and sign up your account, get your API made, click through the buttons and get it done so that you can start interacting directly with your own.
Yeah, you heard that, folks. You heard that. Where's that bell? That bell that says yes. That's what we need to do. VM, I gotta say hi to VM. She's so active on the chat here on X, on the live stream, and I've been sharing her little messages. And let's do a shout out to Jimmy Kimmel. I will snippet this, and then we'll tag Jimmy Kimmel and see what's gonna go on. Maybe we can get Jimmy Kimmel avatar or whatever onto a spatial and build him out an AI and have him start to build out his own AI agent. Who knows? I don't know. Anyway, Nira, Alicorn, and CryptoCam, before we end the space, is there anything you want to say? Let's start with Alicorn.
Yeah, just I want you guys to lock in. There's never going to be another time like this again. This is the frontier of our industry that turns into multiple industries. So I think starting out with your platforms you're on currently allows you to then expand to other ideas and opportunities as they continuously unfold. Do not be afraid to chase your dreams. This is the time to do it. This is the tech to do it. So grab on. This is a great time to be a nerd.
So true. I love that. Nira.
Hello. I just want to say, Meta Mike, I would love to talk to you at some point in time too, when you were discussing having to get certain AI agent avatars out of there because the space is getting heavy. I probably spent most of my time working with optimization. It's super boring, I know, but necessary, especially this early on in the game. So there are definitely some things with those Ready Player Me avatars that you can get the UV maps down to like 1, bake those textures on, put animations into vertex animations, decimate the models. There are things that can be done to get those lower so you don't have to sacrifice. So that's all.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Definitely connect with Meta Mike. Hopefully, when he's not in his car. My goodness, you're running your battery. CryptoCam,
No, I just appreciate you always bringing up here, and always spending your time doing great spaces, super educational. For those of us who don't know anything, you don't present it in a fashion where it's like ungraspable. Ungraspable, if that's even a word, but Meta Mike, appreciate you, Alicor, Nira, everybody that always comes out and shows so much love and always has so many amazing things that they're working on. You know what I mean? And I agree. I think it was Alicorn said it's a great time to be a nerd.
I know, right? That's fantastic. Before we end,
that needs to be a shirt. Just a FYI, that needs to be a shirt.
Isn't there something else that needed to be a shirt? You said something. Oh yeah, the my God, the only scans.
Oh yeah.
And if you guys don't know the whole only scans thing, you missed a fantastic thing.
Carmen, you said keep it PG.
Thank you. See, this is what I need. I need somebody to tell me to SFTU. Thank you. I appreciate you, Cammie. That's right. That's right. I love it. Thank you for. All right. Okay. Before we go, it is Hump Wednesday tomorrow, and remember what that means. Winning Wednesday with Hexadize / AR Wonderland at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. They'll be live streaming and also live streaming on Instagram and X, and there's gonna be a space. So please follow Hex and set the reminder and share. I'll be going to Hexadize's or AR Wonderland's Winning Wednesday, and then work on your AI agent. Then wait a couple of hours, and then at 2 p.m. EST. Oh God, I hope it's 2 p.m. I believe it is. Oh God, I hope it is. There's Dope Stilo. We're going to be partying up at Ludi's Mykonos on Spatial, and it's a fun time, guys. I'm waiting for those Miami vibes. He always plays it. I love it. And then go out, eat, touch grass, touch snow, whatever, and then work on your AI agent, and then in the evening, on Wednesday at 7 p.m. EST, join MetaMike and all of us in the Building AI Agents in Spatial Space and enter the second sesh of the AI workshop. I hope to see everybody there. I really, really do. So with that said, I'm going to end with this upbeat retro background music for videos, square bracket, royalty free on YouTube. Because if you don't know, if you host spaces, if you end right when you say goodbye to everybody, it clips, like your audio clips. So you have to leave a buffer, which I use music too, so that it kind of like runs. So everybody have a great rest of your Tuesday, a great rest of your week. Valentine's Day is coming up. Personally, I don't care about that. To me, Valentine's Day is V-Day for, I gotta keep it clean. Okay. Anyway, see you all on Wednesdays, Winning Wednesdays, Dope Stilo on Ludi's Mykonos, and the AI workshop this evening. I gotta get working on my payment method so I can like freaking, put $5 on my API. Okay, everybody, I really appreciate everybody. Thank you for joining. I'm going to do this. CryptoCam, MetaMike, thank you so much for your time. Really, 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 and for all that you do. Nira, I'm so glad you joined. Alicorn, Expectar, Dirk, you probably fell asleep. I bet you did. You need your sleep, sir. I don't know. I'm just joking. LM, Quan just came in. Quan, we're just about to end, but that's okay. We'll be back again, Tech Talk Tuesday at 11 a.m. EST next week. Charis the AI, thank you for accepting my friendship in Spatial. I'm so glad. K-Bot, Altered Alley, Vanessa, Josh, Lisbeth, Hexadize, Tech Mental, Virtual X, Rick the Ruler, Cirrus, you're here. Cirrus XR, Brover, The Wild Guardians, Dan Rock, Bitmap, Dagmar, Yambold, and Nifty Fairy. Thank you for joining, and here we go. Everybody have a great time. Build your AI agents, please. Do it now.